Good morning and Happy New Year, everyone. We hope your 2025 is off to a great start. We're happy to ring in another year and on Richmond, Virginia's premier talk and entertainment show, Virginia This Morning. Amy Lacey and I are proud to be your host. I'm Bill Bevins.
Happy New Year, Mr. B. And of course, to all of you who are watching us from home, work, or on wtvr.com, it is a new year and a new opportunity to bring you the very best of what Central Virginia has to offer. Mr. B, how did you bring in the new year?
Pretty quiet.
Yeah, mine too.
Yeah, but I have done that for years now. I'm just like, try to stay awake long enough to get, but it's this time of year when it gets dark right after lunch.
I get very sleepy.
Although we're on the right side of it now, because now like a half a minute longer.
Right.
So,
we are creeping to more daylight.
Yeah,
but me too.
New Year's was quiet, and hopefully you had a great New Year's.
Yeah, but very quiet as well. You know, you always think about staying up, and then you fall asleep on the sofa, and then you wake up at 2 a.m. and you're like, hey, it's a new year. So happy New Year.
Yeah.
What a great day.
We got great entertainment for you again today. James Saxmo Gates is one of the top musicians ever from Richmond, Virginia. He's an assistant professor of music and director of jazz studies at Virginia State University. When he has some free time, he enjoys performing as a solo artist with several groups around town as well. We'll share a few musical selections later on today's show, but here's a little preview of Saxmo.
Saxmo is incredible. What a performance.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we had it right here in Virginia this morning. Marianne Clyde is a licensed therapist who focuses her practice on encouraging and supporting women over 50 to live their best lives. She's proud of her latest project, Supernova Woman, reimagining life after you turn 50. We will share our conversation with her coming up a little bit later on today's show.
And we'd like to be everywhere you are. We know 2025 is going to be full of fun adventures, and we want you to share them with us. If you have a great snapshot or a video, send it our way, and do like this viewer did.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Whoa, that is beautiful.
Is that an eagle flying above there? I think it is.
It's just gorgeous.
Very nice. We'll tell you all about this and share a few others that landed in our inbox overnight.
And this is the type of weather for some comfort food. How about an old-fashioned Dutch oven beef stew that's made with tender chunks of meat, fresh veggies, and potatoes, all simmering in a savory, rich gravy? It sure sounds good to me. Yum will add some warmth to your day. We'll pass along this easy-to-make virtual recipe coming up in our second half hour.
Well, folks, unfortunately, it's been almost 8 months since we last checked in with him, and we are happy to start the new year off with him. With a new year brings another opportunity to start a clean canvas. He's known as the President's Coach, and we will share some wisdom on this Wednesday when he talks with us, and a little cheat code for cultivating confidence in 2025. Our full conversation coming up in a few moments, but first we want to say Happy New Year and welcome home to our friend Mitchell Creasy. Hey, Mitchell.
Oh my gosh, Bill, Amy, Happy New Year to you. So good to be home here on VTM this morning. Oh my gosh, I can't believe it. I can't believe it's been 8 months. I thought it was 6. 8, that's insane.
I'm happy to meet you, Mitchell. I've heard so many wonderful things, and since I joined the show in July, I hadn't had the pleasure, so it's great to start the new year with you.
It's been
likewise, Amy. Let's go. I'm ready to roll.
Right.
Well, it's been too long, so we can't wait to get to it. And we'll check in just a few minutes, and we're going to find out how to be more self-confident in 2025.
Let's do it.
All right, thanks, buddy. All right, we all are ready to start with a fresh start. Amy, do you ever make any New Year's resolutions?
I do.
Oh, you do that?
I do. Each and every year I say this is the year that I am going to drink more water because staying hydrated
Wait a minute. I thought it was going to be a comment in there. This year I'm going to drink more water.
water.
Good.
And then after maybe about January 6th, I forget because I got busy, and then I don't drink all the water.
You have one of those that a lot of ladies that carry now is like the
No.
8-gallon jug.
I do
that
not
if
have
you drop
that.
it on your foot, it'll break your foot.
No, but I have some water bottles, try to take it with me and then take it with me and forget to drink it. So there you go. That's just when you're running around all over the place, sometimes it's the little things that you forget to do.
Okay. All right. More water. Always good.
Always
start.
got to do. This is the year I'm going to do it.
Stay tuned. We've got to take a quick break. We got to go get some water.
Yeah.
Hope to see you in 60 seconds.
Maybe I will get some water.
Yeah.
Hello, sunshine. You've been gone too long, but I'm telling you, I love you so.
Happy New Year, Central Virginia. It is our very first show of 2025. We hope your week has been a great one thus far, and your year has been a great one thus far. I'm Amy Lacey.
Good morning. I'm Bill Bevins. Great to be here. Can't wait to see what 2025 has to offer. All right, folks. We mentioned you said that you would do the resolution to drink more water.
I always say that.
I haven't done resolutions for years because I never keep them. But you know what? I'm going to take a cue from you, and I'm going to try to drink more water as well because I really don't drink much water at all.
Well, that's the problem. And I mean, I think that's why, as you said, a lot of folks walk around with those big gallon-sized jugs these days to drink more water. But this is going to be, we're going to do it together.
And I'm kind of like I was teasing everybody about them. But the point being is if you fill that up and you drink
Make it to the end, you're done.
You've accomplished the mission. Yeah.
Well, every day your coffee cup can have some water in it, and I'll do the same.
My coffee cup stays full of coffee.
Well, there's water in coffee, so.
Yeah, I don't know if that counts, but yeah, I do drink a lot of coffee. Maybe I'll switch it out just a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, we do have a great show lined up for you to enjoy, so let's get started this morning. We've got some music. We will feature a tasty recipe. We'll talk with an executive coach who will share the cheat code for cultivating confidence in 2025, and we have so much more for you to enjoy.
First up is a virtual recipe that we are sure you're going to enjoy on a cold winter's night. Take a look.
Love the recipes you see on the show? Visit virginiathismorning.com. Click on the Recipes tab and find your favorites to try out on your own.
next guest has always shared some great thought-provoking topics with us. Today he is going to reveal a cheat code that you can use to cultivate confidence here in 2025.
We welcome Mitchell Creasy to our first show in 2025. That's the way to start off a year.
Yeah.
Hey, Mitchell.
Well, two things before we even jump in. Number one, to see that graphic again. Oh, and number
Right?
two,
Wisdom Wednesday.
Yeah.
yeah, and number two, I think we just need a water sponsor on this show.
Maybe.
Someone to,
We're
Yeah.
working on it. We
Yeah.
got a good start.
get some bottles with your faces on it. Really
Nice.
make it an event.
Yeah.
I think that'll go a
We
long
will
way.
get
guys.
everyone to reach their 2025 drink more water resolution with that kind of a campaign.
Amy, Mitchell is called the president's person because he does CEOs and presidents. So the fact that he stoops down to come talk to us is pretty special. But he has stuff like that. Get a
Mitchell.
sponsor for some water. Good idea. The folks upstairs in the sales department are going like, yeah, Mitchell.
So speaking of the folks upstairs, let's get into this here for a second, Bill. Okay, so let's talk about confidence here, right? So I think the first thing that we mess up when we think about confidence, we confuse, are we unconfident or are we really just unaligned? Confidence is the product of alignment. So let's go talk to the people upstairs for a second. Bill, if I said to you after the show,
Yeah.
you got to go upstairs and you got to do year-end taxes for the entire station.
That would
How
be
would
a
you feel?
mistake. It's like, uh-oh, things are going to go
Whoops.
bad. Uncle Sam's going to be at the front door.
Exactly,
good.
exactly.
Not good.
But if I said to you, come February, guess what? Congratulations, you're hosting the Oscars. How would you feel?
Let's get my tux.
Yeah, let's do it.
go. Let's do that.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. Let's do this, right? So when we're not confident, instead of pushing yourself to be something you're not, take it as an invitation to ask yourself, how can I bring more of myself to this situation?
Okay. All right. So obviously, I'm not going to be doing anybody's taxes, and but I do have some skills that I can use, and I'm pretty good at.
Yeah, absolutely, right.
Okay.
So we want to ask ourselves again, how do I bring more of myself to this situation? So you're pretty good at it. You might get a good start, but then you might decide, I'm going to host a party with all the accountants in Virginia to come in, and we can take this down piecemeal because you'd be a great host to the party. All of a sudden, it's fun, you're enjoying it, and the job gets completed at a higher level than it would have if you just forced yourself to perhaps be something that you're not.
All
So
right.
you have this magic formula too. It's trust plus appreciation equals confidence.
There you
it
go.
is.
There you go, Bill.
So confidence actually comes from the Latin word confidere, which means to have complete trust in and appreciation for one's own abilities. So instead of just trying to be more confident, let's actually break down this definition, because in there lies the blueprint to actually get there. We want to make it a goal to A, start to build a relationship with yourself based on trust, and B, appreciation for your natural skill sets, your natural abilities, and who you are as a person.
All right. The rest of the segment, we're going to talk Latin. All right. So the next thing is be specific. What does that mean, Mitchell?
Yeah. So instead of just saying, oh, you know what, my confidence is low, I need to be more confident, say, I'm afraid that if I ABC, XYZ will happen. So again, let's stay with this example here today, guys.
Okay.
So Bill, I'm afraid that if I go do the taxes and they're not right, Larry in accounting isn't gonna want to go bowling with me on Friday night anymore. And I love my Friday bowlings with Larry. As soon as I admit that, and I'm willing to see myself without pushing, pulling, or trying to solve anything, I actually start to lay the foundation for the trust that leads to confidence, because I'm allowing myself to be as I am in the situation without trying to manipulate or massage it.
Plus, I'm a better bowler than Larry. So
Yeah,
there's
of
that.
course.
Larry's got a lot of work to do.
So, a lot of folks deal with imposter syndrome. You don't quite know that, you're the expert at anything. So there is a matter of building trust to kind of build that confidence as well.
Absolutely. So this is one of my favorite exercises. I like it because it's so tangible. So if you pull out a piece of paper or open a new page in your journal, and on the left side of the page, you're going to write down what I said I'd do, And on the right side of the page, you're going to write down what I did. And I want you to start small and on the same day, meaning today. So you could say, I said I drink, I'd have a sip of water before I had coffee. And then under what I do, you're going to say sip of water. You say, maybe I said, what I said I do would get up at 7, got up at 7. Then you're going to start getting bigger and go backwards. I said I'd get married. I got married. I said I'd host VTM. I hosted VTM.
Yeah.
And when you start to see how much a part of your setup and payoff you are in your own life, you start to trust what you are actually capable of.
So I kind of fell into this. I actually accidentally did this. As I've gotten older, I do list. But the ability to check that off of that
great.
list, whether it's just like, brush your teeth. Hey!
I did it.
Yeah, and what I love about this though is, and I do this with clients, is I just have them have their own specific journal simply for this. So it's a complete running tab. And the nice thing about this, kind of the ancillary benefit that comes out of it, is you're always ending the day with a win, because you start to train your mind, and this kind of gets into the next point, but you start to train your mind to look for the things where you set yourself up and you paid yourself off. And it happens in the tiniest of things, like brushing your teeth, going to bed on time, turning your phone off at 7 p.m. or whatever it is you said you do to yourself in that day. When you can see that you actually did that thing, you just start to anchor deeper into yourself and trust that you're actually able to get it done.
It's so important. I mean, I think that we have everything that we need now for 2025, Mr.
Well,
Pate.
he's the president's coach. Come on.
Of course.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mitchell. It was great to have you here. And what a great way to start off the new year.
Thank you so much, Amy. Thank you so much, Bill. Happy New Year. So happy to be back.
We're thrilled to have you back, and let's not wait another 8 months,
Yeah.
pal. Let's book this one today.
So,
All right, for more information on this topic and the services that the great Mitchell Creasy provides, just visit virginiathismorning.com.
Stay with us. We'll be right back. Welcome back and Happy New Year. Deborah Porter is a sought-after media contributor on parenting, motherhood, and work-life balance. She wanted to share a conversation that she had with Andreas White Murdoch.
Well, our next guest is always plugged into what's happening in the world of parenting. And today, she's talking with me about some modern parenting trends. Here to lead the conversation is our good friend, Deborah Porter, a popular workplace parent consultant. And it's always nice to be with you.
It's great to be here. I haven't seen you in a while. How are you?
The last time we saw each other was outside of the studio, and here we are today. And I always feel like I'm a better parent after I've spoken with you. So I'm excited about today's conversation, because we're thinking about not only today, but tomorrow, and what today looks like may be different than it looked like in the past. So we're talking about modern parenting trends, and you have several to share with us.
I do. And, as they say, there's nothing new under the sun, but things are starting to take a different look and a bit of a different bent to them. So when we talk about one of the parenting trends right now is global citizenship, parents are wanting to raise their children to not just be aware of other cultures and respectful, but to actually experience them. So we've got parents that are now homeschooling, and they're taking that to a whole nother level. They are actually traveling the country, and not just that, there are some families that are homeschooling and literally traveling internationally for their children to actually be immersed into other cultures and other experiences and other languages. And so this is kind of homeschooling on steroids, where children are learning literally in the world.
And it's an interesting perspective, because the world has changed. What's happening in the world, it's important to expose your children, but also to protect them as well. But exposure is a word that comes to mind all the time when I think about parenthood and what sets your child apart. So for those children who maybe are not homeschooled, but have parents who are still wanting to focus on global citizenship, what type of advice do you have for them?
I think what we need to do is think about what's in our own backyard, right? We are here in Richmond, in the capital of the state, but we're also not that far from the capital of our nation. And so there are a a host of museums available, and they're all free because your tax dollars are paying for them. So I think we need to just think about what's within a decent driving range. What can we get to? What can I pack up the car, pack up some sandwiches, and take my kids to see, to be able to take them outside of their comfort zone a little bit, but it's right in their backyard and you can experience it very close to home.
That's a great point. I've spent some time in D.C. It's an easy drive, a little bit easier and less expensive than taking a flight, maybe, especially an international one, but there's so much culture to be seen. Such a great reminder. All right, and now families are looking a little bit different and support systems look a little bit different. I am fortunate to have a husband who is an incredible dad, and there's so many incredible dads all across the world. So some dads may be comfortable in that space, some of them may be learning to be comfortable in that space.
Very true.
Where can we find the perfect resources for dad?
So dad parenting resources is on the rise. Right? Most of the books for parenting in years past really have been geared toward us. It's been geared towards moms. But there are dad parenting groups, there are dad Facebook groups, there are dad life coaches available. And so all of these things are now available to dads who want to be a bit more connected, a bit more involved, maybe take on more of the caregiving responsibilities that have traditionally kind of been for mom to do. And so there's tons of support available for dads to do that. And I think the great thing about this is that parenting is a team sport, right? It's not just mom. This really is something that both of us need to have a hands-on to contribute in that way too.
We did an interview once upon a time about the primary parent and how that looks different for every family. And so I think about this in this moment as well when we think about preparing dad so that it's not necessarily always the same primary parent. There could be reasons and seasons for that. All right, so lots of parents are also working outside of the home.
Right.
And there are programs that you've reminded us of that are available as we think about the wellness of the parent and all that we have to do in a given day.
What I love about this, parenting wellness programs are inside your organizations and businesses now. This is great for so many different reasons. If you can support the parents that work in your organization, then you can have a more productive individual. If you can bring in an expert, if you can bring someone to help with work-life balance, to give parenting tips, to give some strategies, one, that is showing that parent that you are concerned about them as a whole individual. It's not just about what they can produce for you, but you're concerned about who they are and what impacts them outside of work as well. And so this is taking off. It's not new. Employee resource groups, as they're called, it's not a new thing. But since COVID, you know, we're all on these Zoom calls and seeing these little half-dressed kids running back and forth. It's really increased to be able to figure out how do we support working parents and caregivers in that space, but also do it while they're here at work.
Yes, yes, absolutely. Such great reminders, and we're already out of time, but I could talk to you all day. You have resources available online. Tell us a bit more.
Yes, so I would love for you to follow me on Instagram, Deborah Porter, Ultimate Mom Coach, as well as on my website. And don't neglect artificial intelligence. AI is really supporting parents now. There are many different ways that we can do that as well.
Okay, we've got to come back and talk about that for sure because I'm intrigued and haven't jumped in just yet. Thank you always.
Thank you.
For more information on this topic or the services that Deborah Porter provides, be sure to look for a link on our show website by early this afternoon at virginiathismorning.com.
Welcome back. It's a new year, and we're going to continue the fun tradition of featuring fun moments in our Everywhere You Are segment.
All right, Amy, time to crack open the inbox. What you going to start with today?
Okay, the Thumbs Up Foundation has been busy at work this holiday season creating meals for the families at UVA Children's Hospital and Children's Hospital of Richmond at VCU. Let's give them 2 thumbs up for doing all of that for those families who need it this year.
All right, check out the photo. Keith Beers has been enjoying the holiday season at the Pianki Tank River. Looks incredible. Can't wait to get back. Maybe sometime this week we'll get down there. And yes, we do have a bald eagle that lives in our neighborhood on the Pianki Tank as well.
There is just something about
Might be the same guy. I don't know.
it might
Yeah,
be.
yeah.
So maybe there's a bald eagle family
Hopefully.
that is down there. Christy Hales was out bird watching and grabbed these photos in Brunswick County. Ooh, 'tis the season for beautiful,
that
beautiful birds. That's gorgeous. What kind of bird is that?
That's a bluebird.
That's a
A
bluebird?
lot of folks think the solid bluebirds are bluebirds, but the actual bluebird has that beautiful chest.
I never knew
Yeah.
that. I learned something new today. That's all about the infotainment.
I have one of those. One of those families lives right outside the door in a little bluebird house.
Well, that's so sweet.
Yeah.
Are you having fun with your family, friends, and pets? Maybe the little bluebird family right outside your front door?
Yep.
We want to share in the adventure while staying connected to you.
Please send us a video, picture, or comment to our Virginia This Morning Facebook or Instagram page, or email us at virginiathismorning@wtvr.com.
This guest has appeared on national TV programs such as CBS This Morning, and his recipes are easy, they are fresh and packed with flavor so you can mix up your current recipe rotation. He is proud of his latest book, Keep It Zesty. Our Evan Armour spoke to this popular New York-based chef, caterer, and business owner.
If you're looking for some fresh and flavorful recipes, our next guest just released a cookbook with 115 of them inside. Eddie Massey is the chef and owner at Eddie's Grocer in Brooklyn, and now everyone everywhere can enjoy his Mediterranean recipes with a modern twist in his new book, Keep It Zesty. Eddie joins us now. Good morning, Eddie. Thank you so much for being with us here in Virginia this morning.
Good morning. Thank you so much for having me.
Everything around you and behind you looks just beautiful, same as this book that you just put out. I want to talk about it right off the bat here. Tell us about some of the inspiration for Keep It Zesty.
Well, my book is inspired by the store, which is basically my home. It's my living room, but yes, of course, it's a store as well. And it is all the recipes that I grew up with in Lebanon. And then when I moved to America and opened up the grocer, I gave all the things a little twist to make it easier and faster here in the kitchen. So it's all the recipes from what I grew up with and what we serve here at the grocer all in one book.
I would imagine for years, your friends and family and customers have been just asking you for these recipes. What's it like to actually have it all in a book right now that everyone can enjoy?
It's honestly crazy and amazing at the same time. I'm so happy to finally be able to share all these recipes, especially for the people that have not been able to come and visit us here in person, to kind of be able to spread the wealth of all these amazing recipes across the country.
That's what I was going to say. We would love to have you here in Richmond, but because you're not here in Richmond right now, we can all still enjoy your delicious food and recipes through this book. Let's get into some of those recipes. Tell us what you're going to show us how to do today.
Yes, so today we're going to be making a few different things with labneh, which is one of my favorite things. It's what I grew up eating all the time. It is like the butter to my bread. It is so, so good. And so today I'm going to start off by making a tahini Caesar dressing. So what I do is I swap out the mayonnaise with labneh. And so I have some water already in here, and I'm just going to add the labneh right in there. And I'm just going to add all my ingredients right into the bowl. You can use a food processor, of course, but I'm just going to do it right in here. Got some Worcestershire, some lemon juice, of course, because we always like to keep it zesty. A little bit of black pepper, some salt, some capers for that brininess, a little bit of garlic, and of course, some tahini. And so the inspiration behind this is when I first moved to America, I felt like everywhere I went, I was having Caesar salad. I mean, Caesar salad has now become the new girl dinner as well. So I felt like I needed to put my own twist to it. And labneh just adds that nice protein and like creaminess, but also it's acidic and has tanginess to it. So it kind of just makes it absolutely delicious. And so I'm just going to whisk this all together. Add a little bit more tahini. And tahini is a sesame paste. So basically it is like a peanut butter, but made with sesame. So it's ground sesames. And just like that, we have a delicious dressing for you. And I'm going to toss that together with our lettuce and finish it off with our Aleppo sesame breadcrumb, which is one of my favorite things. It's basically, when I first opened up the grocery, this used to be a Polish deli for 43 years. I was left over with so much panko. I was like, what am I going to do with this? And I kind of came up with this delicious breadcrumb, basically. And so all it is some sesame seeds, panko, and then some Aleppo pepper for that nice, spicy bite. And it makes it absolutely delicious. So I'm just going to pour that right on top.
I love that. Resourceful and delicious.
Yes, exactly. No food waste here. And I'm just going to mix that all together. Of course, we need a little taste. So I'm going to grab my fork and taste this. Spoon, that's what I have.
Zesty and delicious.
Zesty and delicious. I wish you could try this. And then right over here, you'll see I finished it off with some Aleppo breadcrumbs. And also, what I like to do with the salad is shape some halloumi on top. So normally, of course, there's Parmesan in a Caesar salad, but instead we did halloumi. Halloumi is nice and salty as well, and that is a Middle Eastern cheese. It grills very well, and it's absolutely delicious in the salad.
I love seeing recipes like this because the presentation is just gorgeous. I know it tastes delicious, but when you really think about it, these are simple and fresh ingredients. When you see how it's all put together, what are some like staples that we should all be keeping in our kitchen so that we can do this easily?
So, I mean, of course, the tahini, that's what we used in here. Labneh is a great staple to have in your fridge at all times. You can make easy things with it to go. But I think outside of that, I love to have like spices, za'atar, Aleppo pepper, sumac, all these delicious Middle Eastern spice staples that I think just make every dish so delicious. And they're just easy to throw into things. Especially with tahini, I mean, it's so nice and creamy, and you can add it to desserts, you can add it to savory things, you can really add it to whatever you like.
Well, congratulations on the book. This is incredible. If we can't visit you at the store right now, at least we can have your recipes here at home with the book. Where's the best place for us to send folks who are interested in getting it?
You can get the book at any bookstore, Amazon, Barnes & Noble, or you can go on eddysgrocery.com/shop, and I can sign the copy and send it to you.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. Congratulations. And we appreciate your time this morning and for all of these gorgeous recipes.
Thank you so much.
And we'll also share a link on our show website. Just head to virginiathismorning.com.
Thank you for coming back from the commercial break. If you can't watch our show live and want to stay up to date with our segments, you can visit virginiathismorning.com anytime, 24 hours a day. There are other options to viewing as well. You can check out these apps: Roku, Amazon Fire, Apple TV, and Android TV channels. Now, if you need the app, just visit the App Store on your device and search WTVR Richmond, and it's absolutely free. All right, if you're losing weight or want to and getting in shape for the New Year's resolution, for millions of Americans, that's a thing. Yoga is a perfect way to accomplish this. We wanted to share this special segment with you again.
There is a form of yoga for everybody in every stage of life. I personally know that, and I'm happy to be joined today by certified yoga instructor Beverly Byer, who's here along with Vasu Saravana Pavan. And I'm going to be taking part in the demonstration today, and I am so excited about it. We welcome both of you to Virginia this morning. Thank you for coming in today.
Thank you for having us.
If you want more information about yoga, where can people really find out about it?
Well, of course, you can always go online, but in every city, in every place, there is a yoga studio that you can go in and you can view the different types of yoga that they may offer that might be most appropriate for you. And it doesn't matter your age, your body type, if you're athletic or not, there is a yoga for everybody at any age, from child to senior citizen.
What are the different types of yoga? Because I've tried quite a few and they are all a little different from each other.
Well, there's the most popular one is Vinyasa Yoga, which is constant movement. Then for those who are reticent about really getting into that dynamic, there's Yin Yoga, where you hold a pose for anywhere from 3 to 5 minutes, and the setting is usually cool. There's restorative yoga, which is excellent for people that have had back injuries or who are recuperating from a serious illness. It is very restorative. It's very passive, but at the same time, you're really elongating and stretching those muscles and tendons.
And for someone who is maybe a beginner who's out there watching today, and even sitting at home, there's sometimes chair yoga that you can do that kind of gets started.
Well, yes, but my preference for the average person just beginning, take a gentle yoga class. Yeah. And this way you get the basic fundamentals of each pose in the easiest way. Chair yoga would be more appropriate for an elderly person or someone who's going through a rehab process.
That there is something that you can do no matter what state of life
Absolutely,
that you're in.
absolutely, even with pregnancy.
I did that. I had a date with my daughter. Every Sunday we did our prenatal yoga, and then when she came into the world on the outside, she joined me until she was crawling. So it was a really beautiful bonding experience too.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Well, I want to get started because I'm really eager to try out your flow. So let's get started, and maybe some folks at home, if you want to join us, that would be great.
Okay, please step into the center of your mat and come into a tabletop position. Okay, hands and knees are hip distance apart. Your back is flat and parallel to the floor. Your gaze is slightly at the top of your mat. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Take another deep breath in, and as you do, push your hips back. Keep your knees slightly open. Forehead comes down to the floor, and now it's child pose. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. Come back up into tabletop position. Tuck your toes and push your hips up and back. Downward facing dog. Inhale. Exhale. Take another deep breath in to prepare. And as you exhale, step up to the top of your mat. Hands to shin, halfway lift. Forward fold. Rise up, extend your arms up into mountain pose. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, fold, forward fold. Hands to shin, halfway lift again. Hands to the mat, step back into downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Prepare. Inhale, step up to the front of the mat. Again, halfway lift, forward fold, rise up into mountain pose, and this time, lower your hips down, chair pose. Lower a little bit more. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Hands to shin, step back, downward facing dog, right foot forward, warrior one, rise up, hands to mat, step back, vinyasa flow, high plank to low plank, to upward facing dog, to downward facing dog. Left foot forward, warrior one, rise up, chair pose, hands to the mat, step back, vinyasa flow again, high plank, low plank, upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Breathe in, breathe out. We'll do one more vinyasa. Step up to the front of the mat. Hands to shin, halfway lift, forward fold, rise up mountain pose, forward fold again, hands to shin, hands to the mat, step back, Vinyasa, breathe in, high plank, low plank, upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in, deep breath out. Inhale again. Step up to the front of the mat. Hands to shin, halfway lift. Forward fold. Rise up, mountain pose. Hands at heart center. Thumbs to forehead. Namaste.
Namaste. Wow, so beautiful. I forgot I was on TV for a moment because I got lost in the yoga. But you know, with the breathing, that's a part that we didn't talk about before. It's such a part of the practice just to really calm your body and really to honor your body.
Absolutely, and yoga simply means a union of breath and movement. And one of the great advantages of yoga is the mental and emotional aspects of it. It's an active meditation, okay? So if you are, some people like to golf.
Yeah.
Your mind is focused on what you're doing, everything else is tuned out. It gives you a moment to decompress. Yoga also improves mental clarity because when you're relaxed, you're able to focus.
Yes, you can.
And you're able to deal with stress too.
Well, we all have that power inside of us to take care of our bodies how we need to, and our body, mind, and spirit all at the same time. Thank you both for coming in and sharing such a beautiful practice with us today.
And thank you for having us.
We'll bring you back some other time.
Namaste.
Namaste. If you want more information on Transform Power Yoga, please visit the link we'll post on our show website later today at virginiathismorning.com.
Thank you for spending part of your New Year's Day here with us. We certainly appreciate the privilege of your time.
Yeah, it has been a great start to the year because of you, Mr. B, because of you. What a wonderful start to 2025. We know the best is yet to come as well.
Going to have a lot of fun. We're going to leave you with a great performance from Boston-based guitarist and composer who performs throughout the United States and even up into Canada.
Here's a special musical presentation from guitarist Ron Bossy with special guest Grammy Award-winning keyboardist Jeff Lorber.
Wow.
Enjoy, and we look forward to seeing you right back here tomorrow at 8:56 a.m. Happy New Year! May this be the best year yet for you. Have a great day.